Hello, everybody. This is AG here, and welcome to the Kansas Speedway here on a Monday night. Tomorrow is the 7th race of the season in the Haas IndyCar Series 2023, and we are here tonight to qualify for the Kansas 125K, and we're going to run the same setup that we did at Richmond. So 13 groups. Each driver gets one lap under speed, and the fastest time wins the pole for the 52-lap event tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here on AEG, the channel. So it is single car qualifying once again. We just do 2 at a time to make it go a little bit faster, and we can be a little bit more efficient without these drivers getting in the way of each other. Down in the description below, you will see the qualifying order, but I'll put it up on the screen as well. At least I hope that I did that. I should have been able to do that. I could just copy and paste it, that's what we got that for. But organized once again by the points standing, so 13th and 14th in points qualifying with each other, and then going in and out all the way up to Lona and Avery Alford, the first driver in points and the last driver in points qualifying with each other. So we'll start with Nicolas Samudio and Landon Smith Jr., then move on to Tanner Partin and John Stewart, Knapp and Christian Master, Eric Drew and Cole Raymond, Chris Reynolds and Noah Clifton, John Andrews and Bradley Bradshaw, Thomas Troxell and Ace Garcia, Brad Stover and Roy Ribbleton, Logan Williams and Caleb Rose, Aaron Abel and Zachary Fitzwater, Justin Zajdel and Angel Olvera, Trey Smith and Christian Vargas, and then Lona, our points leader coming into this race, and the last driver in points, Avery Alford. It's one lap for every driver, and the fastest time, will win the pole here for the Kansas 125K and get a bonus point towards the championship. So let's go ahead and get this started with Nicolas Samudio and Landon Smith Jr. qualifying first here at the Kansas Speedway. And here we are at the Kansas Speedway once again. Didn't take too long of a break right there. Landon Smith Jr. here in the 07, driving for Dracoan Racing Enterprises. In a mid-season for Landon Smith Jr., but definitely looking forward to the Indianapolis 250, I would imagine. Same with, of course, Nicolas Samudio. And this is the last oval race until we get to the Indianapolis 250. And hey, it's the month of May now. It's May 1st, and we're excited for the Indianapolis 250 at the end of the month. We'll be doing single car qualifying for that race as well, of course, in just about 3 weeks' time. So excited for all of that. Nicolas Samudio in the 5. I know he's excited for that Indianapolis 250, the 2-time winner of that event. We'll be looking to qualify here at Kansas. But the thing is, other than California, this is the only other racetrack that we have run going into the Indianapolis 250 with the oval race package. So it's been a while since we've had the super speedway wings on the cars. And these guys are definitely going to learn something here today that they could probably apply to Indianapolis in 4 weeks. We'll go ahead and wait for these guys to get off onto the racetrack here. Didn't think it would take this long. But Landon Smith Jr. definitely a driver to watch out for in this race if he can get a good qualifying position. Of course, that team did very well with Christian Master at Lime Rock Park 2 weeks ago. But Master could not get the race victory ahead of Brad Stover. But I definitely feel like Landon Smith Jr. might be a threat to win this race and maybe even the Indianapolis 250 later on in the month. Of course, his brother ended up winning the Indianapolis 250 last year in Trey Smith. And the last time we did single car qualifying, Trey Smith won the pole at Richmond. But this ain't no Richmond. This is a very high-speed race course here. And we'll be averaging over 200 miles per hour around this place, and it's definitely going to be intense. And in case you haven't noticed, it's going to be the first time under this new configuration, so this racetrack is essentially new for these guys because we've always used the older version of Kansas for the Kansas 125K. Well, now we're on the newer version, so higher bank, progressive banking on this racetrack. And we're doing it under the lights as well, so more speed to be found there as Landon Smith Jr. starts his fast lap. Nicolas Samudio coming off onto the racetrack now, but they will not get in the way of each other, so 206 there, minimizing through turns 1 and 2. And down the backstretch, Landon Smith Jr. goes. You see he's going to cap off here at 216 in the turn number 3. Slows it down there to 205 in turn number 4. And across the line, Landon Smith Jr. is going to go to a 25.349. And here's Nicolas Samudio in the number 5, looking to start his fast lap. And I know know Nicolas Samudio would love to get a good qualifying time out of this one. No doubt about it. Landon Smith Jr. was 25.349 right there. We'll see how well Samudio is in comparison. A bit slower there, though, through turns 3 and 4, so this might be a bit of a slower time for Samudio across the line. They're going to be a 25.399, so not that much slower, but still slower than Landon Smith Jr., and Landon Smith Jr. is going to currently hold on to the fastest time here in Kansas 125K qualifying. Here we go for our second round. Tanner Partin and John Stewart gonna make their qualifying times here. John Stewart there in the number 25 coming into this race, 15th in the points standings. There's a lot of these guys that will be going out first. Really haven't seen too much of up front or in the back as we work our way from in and then out to the ends of the point standings, if you can understand what I'm saying right there. Fastest time so far, 25.349 by Landon Smith Jr. John Stewart 2-9 into the corner. Now, these guys don't slow it down near as much as they do at places like Indianapolis and California, at least in comparison to the fastest speeds that they run at those racetracks. They stay above 200 the entire way around this place, and that definitely affects these guys. John Stewart completing his lap right here, 2:25.403. That's third quickest right now. And our next driver, Tanner Partin, yet to get out there for his fast time, so we'll wait for him. And Tanner Partin coming into this race just ahead of Nicolas Samudio in the points, 12th in the points standings. One top 5 on the season. As a matter of fact, we are 6 races into the season, and no driver has more than 2 top 5s yet. It has been very even in terms of where these guys have been running this season. Not really peeking out on one driver so far, getting an advantage on the rest of the field yet. So we'll have to see come Indianapolis 250 week if we end up with a driver who does start to pull away in this title race. But right now it's looking very tight. As a matter of fact, there are mathematically 10 drivers. No. There are 12 drivers who have a mathematical opportunity at getting the points lead at the end of this race. So it's been tight up front. We'll have to see what Tanner Partin can do here in the 24 machine. Now this race, where you start is going to matter quite a bit. I think the race winner is going to come from the top 10. Even though we'll see a lot of shuffling early on in the event tomorrow night, I don't think it's going to necessarily stay like that for too long. And these guys will settle into their respective positions once we get going. 2:16 is a maximum there for Tanner Partin. Oh, he really had to check it up there, though, through the corner. This will probably be the slowest time we have seen so far. Across the line, 25.351. Not the slowest time at all. He was really fast there through the corners there, I think. And Tanner Partin, 25.351. Not quite fast enough to beat Landon Smith Jr.'s time, but good enough for second after the first 2 rounds. Next 2 drivers in line, Jay Knapp in the 98, and then Christian Master in the 55. And speaking of Jay Knapp, should have Micah back in the booth tomorrow night. Hopefully that all ends up falling through, and we're kind of back on our normal schedule there. Jay Knapp had a really good run at Lime Rock Park not too long ago, 2 weeks ago. Had that good run on the road course, and he comes into this race 11th in the point standings. And he is one of those drivers who does have a mathematical opportunity at taking the points lead, which probably won't happen, but hey, stranger things have happened. We'll have to see what Jay Knapp can do. Maxes out 209 into the corner. Minimizes at 203 there off the exit of turn number 2, and that's not necessarily what you want. You want to carry that momentum down the backstretch. This might be one of the slower laps. Didn't quite hit 216 as we saw Tanner Partin do, but he's going to be able to hold the momentum fairly well through the exit of turn 4, so we'll have to see what he can do here. Across the line, Jay Knapp goes to a 25.401, and that's just ahead of John Stewart, good enough for 4th. And Christian Master is still out there, or still on the pit lane, but he's going to come out right here. So 401 there for Jay Knapp. Christian Master finished 2nd at Lime Rock Park last week, or last time out, 2 weeks ago, is when we had that race. And we will have to see what he can pull off here for Dracoan Racing Enterprises. He's looking to beat his teammate, Landon Smith Jr., for the fastest time. The 25.349 that Landon Smith Jr. put down. We'll have to see what Master can do. I think these times are going to be much closer to each other than what we saw at Richmond and what we saw at Auto Club, because these guys have got so much grip on this racetrack. It's a very high grip racetrack here at Kansas. But there is less of a margin of error for these guys, because you really just got to gas it down in the corner and then you're good to go. Christian Master looking much faster here than Jay Knapp. 2:16 into the corner. And he's going to hold fairly well there. This may be the fastest time we've seen so far here tonight across the line. 25.261. Fastest time of the night so far. And Christian Master goes to the top of the board after 6 drivers. Fourth round here at Kansas Speedway for Kansas 125K qualifying. Eric Drew and Cole Raymond. They went after it at COTA a couple months ago, and Cole Raymond got the better of Eric Drew. But of all the drivers who have won so far this season, Cole Raymond is lowest in the points. So, Cole Raymond would love a bit of a rebound here tomorrow night in the Kansas 125K. Here comes Eric Drew across the line, 2:06 at the line, and then Cole Raymond's going to be right behind him. So we're going to go back-to-back for the first time tonight. Good run here for Eric Drew, trying to hold that momentum down the backstretch. And then Cole Raymond right behind him there. Raymond going 2:06, 2:05. Raymond might have a bit of a faster time right here, but Eric Drew's got a lot of speed off the exit of turn number 4. And across the line, Eric Drew's going to go 25.321. Third fastest for Eric Drew. And then Cole Raymond coming across for his lap. He's going to go 25.314. Just going to slightly better Eric Drew right there. But still neither driver faster than Christian Master. And Master still remains up top here in Kansas 125K qualifying. Here we go for our 5th group here. Kansas Speedway. Noah Clifton here in the number 94. His teammate Brad Stover won last time out at Lime Rock Park, but unfortunately for Clifton, it's not been the best of seasons for the long-time veteran. A little bit deeper in the points. Running here with Chris Reynolds, who his 2 wins on the year is only 2 top 10s on the season as well. Chris Reynolds has also garnered 2 last-place finishes so far this season. So Reynolds has been all or nothing this season there for Otter Island Motorsports. Noah Clifton minimizes at 2:03 here in the 94 for DM Motorsports. And he's going to max out at 2:14. This might be one of the slower times that we have seen. Of course, the weather conditions is identical for every driver. So everyone has that equal opportunity at getting the same speed. That is the slowest time of the night so far there for Noah Clifton at a 4.54. Here comes Chris Reynolds in the 75. There's Chris Reynolds won at Riverside and Willow Springs, the 2 California road courses this season. But has since really kind of fallen off here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Did not have a good run at COTA because he got wrecked out in that race. Richmond, he was kind of nowhere to be found. And then another last place finish at Lime Rock Park as he had his engine just go kaboom. That was a very interesting moment right there. Reynolds may have a faster time than Clifton. Good exit there off the exit of turn 4 and across the line for the 75. Going to be a 25.291. That's good for 2nd right now, but not quite fast enough for Christian Master. Here we go for our next 2 drivers, John Andrews and Bradley Bradshaw. Andrews been having a pretty solid run. Almost won that race at COTA. And I think if John Andrews had actually won that race at COTA, he may actually be the points leader coming into this race. Of course, we remember what happened there. Got wrecked out by Caleb Rose late in the going and did not get the finish that he pretty much deserved because he was the dominant guy there in Austin, Texas. We'll have to see what he can do the rebound here. The 21 coming across for his fast lap. 2:07 across the line. Going to max out at 2:10 in the turn number 1. Going to try to hold that speed through the corner. Minimizes at 2:05. I think this will be one of the faster times that we have seen so far here tonight. Just hit 216 right there if he can hold the speed. You have to check up just a little bit there. We'll have to see. This is probably going to be right in the mid-range, maybe third or fourth quickest. Across the line, 20 feet, 25, 363. And that's good enough for the 5th position there for John Andrews. Here's Bradley Bradshaw. I believe this may be Bradshaw's fast lap here. We'll have to see. Across the line, 34 machine going to go to a 25.297. That's good enough for 3rd, and that'll push Andrews down to 6th. Good run there for Bradshaw, but not quite fast enough for Christian Masters time. Be halfway through qualifying here tonight once we get past these two drivers right here, Ace Garcia and Thomas Troxell. Troxell's had a quietly good season there. He's 7th in the points coming into this race. Unfortunately for Ace Garcia, it's not been quite the best season for him there in the Dutch Atlantis Racing team. But Garcia is definitely a driver who can pull it off when you least expect it, even though he's never won before here in the Haas IndyCar Series. I feel like at some point he's finally going to get that race victory here in the Haas IndyCar Series. We'll just have to see. 210, I should say, into the corner there. And he's going to hit 205. Looking pretty solid right now. We'll have to see what speed he can carry through turns 3 and 4 for his fast lap. Trying to hold on to 211 there. Had to check up just slightly. Hit down the 205, but this might be a pretty solid time for the 27. Cross the line, 330. That is good for 6th at the moment. And we'll wait for Thomas Troxell. I mistakenly said that Andrews is going to be in the 6th position. Andrews is actually in 8th right now, as you can obviously see there. Trying to juggle all those numbers around while recording it. I mean, not live, but it's fascinating trying to figure all of that out while you're doing it. So many numbers going around, and I just made a mistake there. Oh well, I make mistakes. Here, Thomas Troxell in the 42. He's gotten a win before in this series, but I cannot for the life of me remember where it was. And this is a guy who's always running up front in the Indy 250. He's come close to winning that race a couple of times. I think he's finished runner-up in that race twice, or at least close to it. We'll have to see what he does at the end of the month there. But we'll have to see what he can do right here. I have a good feeling if Troxell can win the pole for this race, and who knows what he will do here in qualifying, he's going to be a hard driver to beat here at the Kansas Speedway. No doubt about it. And a win for him at this point, where he is in the point standings, he could be a threat to win this championship, just like he is a threat to win the championship over in the Wawa Cup Series. He's been having a lot of great runs over there. 2 wins on the season there in the Wawa Cup Series. Of course, that series does have driver ratings, even though that didn't really come into effect at Dover, now did it? 206 across the line. Troxell going to max out at 209. We'll have to see what speed he can carry here off the exit. He's going to hit 205, just like Garcia did on his lap. And down the backstretch, Troxell's trying to carry that speed. He won't hit 216, but if he can hold a good speed here, and he's not, it's going to be a bit of a slower time for Thomas Troxell. Coming across the line for the number 42, it's going to be a 25.365. And that will put him in the 10th position, I think. But you'll see it there on the left-hand side of your screen, and that right there, my friends, is what's accurate. 8th group of the night, Roy Ribbleton and our last winner, Brad Stover. Ribbleton on the other end of the points standings, unfortunately, and along with his teammate Ace Garcia, kind of struggling, 87 points behind our points leader, Lona. But Ribbleton will be attempting his 2nd Indianapolis 250 at the end of the month. Just ran that race with Dracoan Racing Enterprises last year. And we'll have to see what the 33 can do here for Dutch Atlantis Racing. Across the line, 206. And he's going to max out 208 in the turn number 1. Bit slower here. This is definitely a bit of a slower time than what we've seen in comparison to others. Now, this may actually be one of the slowest times that we've seen here tonight. However, good exit there off of turn number 4. Kept the speed going there. And 418, still one of the slower times, but interesting what we saw right there with Ribbleton. And I think we're seeing these guys, if they go a little bit slower in the turn 3, they're able to keep the speed off of turn 4 a little bit better, but I'm not sure if that's going to particularly translate into a fast lap. We'll see what Brad Stover can do. Of course, fastest time is still Christian Master at a 2:61. Interestingly enough, if Master wins this pole, that's 2 poles in a row for Christian Master. He got the pole at Lime Rock Park and couldn't beat Brad Stover on the pit strategy there. But Stover could contend here, I feel like, for this pole. That 49 was really fast at Lime Rock Park. I mean, 2 completely different racetracks. They're about the same length, interestingly enough, but 2 completely different racetracks. But Master going for 2 poles in a row. That would be something else there for Christian Master. And every point counts in this championship, and those bonus points will go a long way. Much faster for Stover here. I don't think he's getting any bit of a pull ahead of Ribbleton right there. But definitely much faster through 1 and 2 than Ribbleton was. So looking pretty solid here for Brad Stover. Almost 2:17 in the corner. This could easily contend with Master's time, especially if he holds it at 2:06. I think this may be our new pole lap. We'll see across the line. It's a 1:95. We got ourselves a new provisional pole sitter. That's Brad Stover coming in hot from that race victory at Lime Rock Park. He's going to take it away from Christian Master once again. Here we go for round 9. Caleb Rose in the number 3. I wonder if Micah will pick him tomorrow night. We'll have to see where he starts first, of course. Comes into this race rather deep in the points standings, unfortunately. They're in the 22nd position in the standings. And Logan Williams also in this group as well. Williams has had a quietly good season. We'll focus on Caleb Rose right here. 2:07 across the line. This is looking like a pretty sporty time. Maybe not quite as fast as Stover, but this is definitely looking pretty good here for Trackhouse Racing. Of course, Trackhouse Racing doing very well in the Cup Series with Brad Stover, and Brad Stover just took the fastest time here in Kansas qualifying, but it might be taken away here by Caleb Rose, who goes 1:83. Caleb Rose takes the provisional pole away from Brad Stover. That is some solid stuff there to Caleb Rose, and I know he is looking forward to starting up front in this race, even if it's not for the pole. Oh, this could get interesting, though, for Logan Williams. He could get a bit of a pull here off of Caleb Rose as he is coming around to start his fast lap. That's actually going to slow him down. 2:07 across the line, but Williams might get a pull, and this might be the first time we've seen this here tonight. Williams might be able to get that draft. He's 2:05, though, off the corner. I don't think he's going to quite get that 3's time, because Caleb Rose did come in there, kind of slow him down. But 2:17, though, he got a lot of speed right there, but he really had to check up into the corner. This is going to be unique here for Logan Williams. First time we've seen this here tonight. Williams going to go across the line at a 2:02. Not quite fast enough for Caleb Rose, but he definitely got an advantage right there. But Caleb Rose takes the top position here, and we've only got 8 drivers left. Rose may win this pole here for the Kansas 125K. And here we go. Their defending race winner of the Kansas 125K coming out into the racetrack. That's Zachary Fitzwater, who won this race a year ago, albeit on a slightly different configured racetrack, but definitely excited to see what Fitzwater can do here. He needs a good run. It's not been a good season for him at all. And you can see 23rd in the point standings, but the guy who's just above him in the point standings just took the pole position away from Brad Stover, so we'll have to see if Fitzwater's got anything for Caleb Rose. 2:07 across the line. Fitzwater, going to max out 2:10, not quite as fast as Caleb Rose was. We'll have to see how well of a speed he gets here off the exit of turn number 4. Not really pushing it too fast there. Did actually hit 2:16 there, but he's really going to have to slow it down, and a bit of a slower lap time here for Fitzwater, I'm afraid. Coming across the line, he's going to go 25.376. So our next driver in line, Aaron Abel. And Aaron Abel's had a solid rookie campaign. Not the best rookie of the season. We'll get to her in a moment. But Aaron Abel, as you see right there, 17 points behind. Lona coming into this race. Had a great run at COTA and 4 top 10s on the season for Abel and NS Racing. NS Racing has definitely had a solid season. Much better than their Cup campaign, I will say that much. But definitely a good run here for Aaron Abel this season, and I know he would love to start up front and have an opportunity at getting this race victory here in the Kansas 125K. But he's got to get out there and get a qualifying time in before we get to that point, so we'll have to wait and see when he comes out here. They have, of course you guys do not see the timer, but they have 5 minutes generally to get out there, and we've never really had an issue with that in the past, and we're not going to have an issue with it here. And Aaron Abel. Of course, this car won a couple of times last year with Richard Kinghart behind the wheel, albeit on the road courses. Aaron Abel looking to get some strong runs here in the 97. Some more strong runs, I should say. And this might be a bit of a dark horse for the Indy 250 come the end of May. Watch out for this 97 team, NS Racing. They could have a good opportunity of getting it done at Indianapolis, their home racetrack. Of course, NS Racing based in Indiana. 210 there into the corner there for Abel. 204 minimum, though, off the exit of Turn 2, and this might also be a bit of a slower time. Here's Fitzy went 3.76. And Abel, hey, good speed, though, there through 3 and 4. That will pick up his time a little bit, and across the line for the 97, that's going to be a 2.59. Not too shabby there. That's going to be 4th quickest for Aaron Abel. So you'll see the updated standings. We got ourselves 6 more drivers left. Let's see who wins this poll. Here we go. 6 drivers left overall. Round 11 here with Justin Zajdel and Angel Olvera. Zajdel, another great season. And the last high-speed oval we went to, Zajdel went to victory lane at the Auto Club Speedway in the California 100. And this place is quite different than Auto Club, but still very similar characteristics, and feel pretty good about our driver who's 3rd in the point standings across the line there. 206. May not be as fast on the qualifying time, maximizing at 209 right there. And looking like a bit of a slower time. This might be on par with Fitzwater's or Troxell's time. Going to go in the turn number 3. We'll have to see what speed he has, and he's going to definitely have to check up there. So a bit of a slower time right here for Justin Zajdel. We're going to cross the line right here. He's going to go at a 25.409. That is 19th. At least for the time being. We'll have to see what Angel Olvera can do. Of course, Angel Olvera, difficult season for him. Coming into this race, 24th in the point standings there. Of course, his teammate did just take the pole position away, at least the provisional pole, and currently holds on to the fastest time. We'll have to see if that speed translates over at Trackhouse Racing. Doesn't look like it will. 208 maximum there into the corner. And Olvera looks like his time's on par with Zajdel's right here. Maximizes at 214. Let's see. Oh, wow. This might be the slowest time of the day. Definitely had to check it up. Almost went under 200 there through the corner across the line. That's a 5:04. That is the slowest time of the day right there. And Angel Olvera, not really a good time right there for the Trackhouse Racing team. They got the fastest time and the slowest time right now here in Kansas 125K qualifying. And the last time we did single car qualifying, this guy won the pole. Trey Smith obliterated the field at Richmond and then went on to win that race in the Virginia 100K. Of course, this track is twice as long. It's a bit of a different animal here, but watch out for Trey Smith, that 79 team. First, Trey Smith comes into this race 2nd in the point standings, only 2 points behind our points leader, Lona, and then Christian Vargas on the other end of that. Not been a good season for Vargas as he is 25th in the point standings. Even though he does have a top 10 this season, a lot of the other races he's been in have not gone his way in any way, shape, or form. Be interesting to see who gets this pole here, because Caleb Rose had a great time, but I feel pretty good about our 2 guys coming out here who are well above him in the point standings. Trey Smith and then Lona in the 00 there. Trey Smith just finds a way to get up front in a lot of these races, and he's with one of the better teams. Of course, then again, there aren't any ratings in this series, but Outer Island Motorsports, the highest percentage of wins in terms of the custom part of the Haas IndyCar series going back to 2020 right there. Here we go across the line. Trey Smith picking up his speed. 207, 208, 209. No. Oh, almost hit 210 there, but looking like a pretty solid time, but not quite Caleb Rose's level here. 215 in the turn number 3. And this is good time. I think it's going to be around the 10th position right here. Looking across the line there for Trey Smith. 329. What did I tell you? I got that one perfectly right. 329. Vargas now on his fast lap. How about that? I nailed it. He's right in 10th right now with that 329. Just above Ace Garcia. We'll have to see what Vargas can do. And Vargas is about the same par right here if he can keep some good speed. Pretty solid speed there off the exit of turn number 4. I think this might take 10th as well. Cross the line. 317. Guess what? It takes a 9th. Ah, man, I was so close there. Good lap there for Vargas, though. Good lap for Trey Smith. But not quite fast enough for Caleb Rose. One more group left. We got Lona and Avery Alford. And then we got ourselves a full field here in the Kansas 125K. Here we go. Avery Alford and points leader Lona. Of course, Avery Alford last in points in the ride that won the championship last year. Not at all been Alford's season here in the Haas IndyCar Series, though he has found some stronger success over in the Wawa Sprint Series and the stock cars, and imagine he's going to be racing 2 days from now as well in the Wawa Sprint Series race. He's one of 5 drivers who has actually made all 12 races over there. Alford across the line, 207. Oh, he's got a good time here. Going to hit 210 into the corner, and he held that for a while. And a solid exit off turn number 2 right there. 205 minimum there for the number 13 of Avery Alford. And he's going to hit 216, hold it for quite a while. This could be a good time. I don't know if it's going to be quite good enough to beat Caleb Rose for the pole, but Avery Alford definitely needs this. Across the line, he's going to go 25.196, just below Brad Stover for 3rd. Nice time there out of Avery Alford, and regardless of what happens, he's going to be starting up front for tomorrow night's race, and that's going to go a long way in terms of his championship battles. Here we go for Lona. Last driver to complete a lap here. Looking to be at 25.183 to win the pole, where she comes into this race the points leader. And she's going to have a good opportunity here, I feel like, at winning this pole for Dog Pound Incorporated. They're going to have a 3rd car in the Indy 250. Of course, a lot of these teams are going to have a 3rd car in the Indy 250. But excited for you guys to see those rides. And hey, you know what? We got signups for the Indy 250 only rides coming up this Friday night, right here on AG the channel. 209 maximum. Don't quite think this is going to do it. And I think it's safe to say at this point that Caleb Rose is going to win the pole for the Kansas 125K here in the Haas IndyCar Series. A great time out of Caleb Rose right there, and he's going to lead the field with the green flag, and a great start for Avery Alford as well. Lona's going to come across 3-4-9. Ties with Landon Smith Jr., but she has the tiebreaker on Landon for being the points leader. So you'll see the official standings right there. And let's go ahead and debrief for the night, and then look forward to tomorrow's Kansas 125K. Caleb Rose wins the pole here at Kansas. All right, we're all done for qualifying here. God bless America. Here are the official Kansas 125 qualifying results. Caleb Rose going to start on the pole position alongside Brad Stover. Then you got Avery Alford and Logan Williams, Aaron Abel and Christian Master, Chris Reynolds and Bradley Bradshaw, Cole Raymond and Christian Vargas, Eric Drew and Trey Smith, Ace Garcia and Landon Smith Jr., Lona and Tanner Partin, John Andrews and Thomas Troxell, Zachary Fitzwater and Nicolas Samudio, Jay Knapp and John Stewart, Justin Zajdel and Roy Ribbleton, and then Noah Clifton and Angel Olvera in the back row. And I feel like the winner of tomorrow night's race can probably come from the top 10. Going to be interesting to see how the 52-lap race goes. We're going to have about a 40-lap fuel run. It's going to be a quick race, especially if it goes caution-free, but it's going to be a lot of fun here. And it's the month of May, and there's just something special about IndyCar racing in the month of May, if you know what I'm talking about. Congratulations to Caleb Rose for winning the pole. in the Kansas 125K. That's a bonus point towards the championship for him. And, of course, he will lead the field of the green flag tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here on AG the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the 7th race of the season in the Haas IndyCar Series 2023 season. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you guys later.